Good morning. Nothing changes, does it? Monday the 14th of October, and it's raining pretty hard. This rain was due to come in during the night and have been gone by now, but watching the weather apps, it looks as though actually it's going to stop about 11 o'clock, which is slightly annoying. And now what we're doing is, today and tomorrow was purely lawn care days. So what I've done is I've sent an email out to all my local clients in the local area, basically saying the plan is to be in at some point over Monday and Tuesday. Don't know when, don't know what time. If you can just give me a little bit of flexibility, because who knows what the weather's going to do. I've given up predicting it. And everyone who's replied so far has gone, yeah, no worries. We'll leave the gates open, etc, etc. And then if I do have a better idea of when I'm coming, just to let them know. So yeah, that's where we're at. However, I was looking to start at 8:30, but it looks as though we're going to be delayed to about 11 now because this rain is pretty hard. So yeah, that's it. So what I've done is I've basically contacted probably a really good day's worth of work, knowing full well that there'll be rain delays in there, so actually that'll probably end up being more of a day and a half in clients. And then I've got a load of others which are on standby, which I can kind of like let them know last minute that I'll be in. So the idea was that halfway through today, if things were going well, I could then email them and say, look, I'll be in tomorrow afternoon. I don't think I'll be able to send those emails. That's the thing, I don't want to just send too many emails out and then have to send follow-up emails saying, yeah, didn't make it in. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday lawn care, fortnightly mowing on Wednesday at wet lawn, which I can only imagine will be a wet lawn again. Wednesday does look wet actually. Tomorrow looks the better day, so I think it may be a case of get what we can do done today, and then tomorrow should be a pretty good day. Wednesday looks pretty wet, is what it is. If it's too wet to, but this time of year, if it's too wet to mow, you can just do leaf clear up, etc, etc. So there's always stuff to get on with. And then Thursday I think looks all right, and then Friday looks terrible. So there's a plan. We've just got to see what the weather allows us to do. But I think today, by the end of this week and the start of next week, I would have really broken the back of all the lawn care, and then it would just be a few jobs here and there, which is pretty normal. It's normally the sort of first, second week of, I like to get everything done autumn wise in the lawn care by the end of October, but I always end up going into maybe the first or second week of November, just because of the rain days. That's pretty natural. So yeah, I probably will be roughly on target for that. I've had a couple of really big scarification jobs which I just haven't even attempted, and they're sort of weekly clients as well, so I'm able to liaise with those quite a lot, and they understand the weather and things like that. And what I don't want to do is get halfway through a job and then it just turns into something horrific. So we'll just wait and see on those ones. They'll always be there for when I feel I can get them done. But yeah, right, well, I'm gonna just potter around for a little bit, go up to the container, load the van, and just be ready for the break in the weather. Okay, so still Monday, 2:30 actually. So it rained really hard all the way up till about 11:30 as expected, and then I just did some office stuff really, and then it kind of stopped for a second, and I thought, oh, here we go, this is as planned. And then it kind of continued to rain, not hard, but on top of the amount that we actually got. Kind of too wet really. As I say, it's 2:30 now. So what I've done is I actually worked on Saturday just to make up for a few jobs or certainly the jobs I couldn't do Friday morning, if you remember. So I had the scarifier and the verticutter out then, so the little scarifier and the Einhell scarifier, had those two out because the Cayman's got the free swinging blades on, and basically it was it was easier to take the Einhell than change the blades over. Hopefully that will be a thing of the past. So anyway, I've drained all the fuel out, took the bowls off, made sure I got all the fuel out of those two machines now, because I can't see me using those again. If I do have to use a scarifier, then it will definitely be the Cayman. There's no reason for the small one to be out anymore. All those jobs where I've got to carry it up steps or through tight gaps or whatever, they're all done now. So yeah, so done that, and I'm now looking at the time. The van's all loaded up, ready for tomorrow, seed, fertilizer, etc, etc. So I've already had a couple of clients who I contacted, and they're asking me if I think I'll be coming in, just so they know, so they can lock their gates and then re-unlock them tomorrow, etc. So and actually those are the ones that I was possibly planning to go into, but even now it's raining, so I just think I'm just going to call time on it today. There's only so long you can kind of mentally just wait and wait and wait until you just go, do you know what, I'm done here. So yeah, another rubbish day. Tomorrow's looking good, and also Wednesday not looking good, but I think there'll be a couple of gaps. So if I don't get all the jobs done that I need to get done tomorrow, maybe I could steal a few of those gaps onto Wednesday, and then rethink Wednesday, because obviously they're the ones. Obviously there's wet lawn, but then obviously the other ones are the ones I can just kind of pick up and do as and when I please. So I might be able to mix those ones around a bit. So who knows? We'll just play it by ear, really. But yeah, it seems to be never ending. The videos are all like this, and I'm sorry for that, but I think this is just a true reflection of gardening, lawn care, whatever it is, at this moment in time. Okay, so yesterday was a complete washout. I, in the end, didn't get anything done, so we're making the most of it today. So all the clients that I did contact, and if you remember, I said I didn't contact everyone because I expected delays. So we've got Ollie, who's, you remember, he helped me with the scarifying job 2 weeks ago or whatever. He's back today, so we are, well actually he's on the blower, as you can probably hear. He's over there, and we're back at this lawn, and I've just run the aerator over. Come somewhere a bit quieter. But he is now basically blowing all the cores to sort of the back of the garden. That's where the garden's probably at its worst due to the trees, drip lines, etc, etc. Also there's a bench there, so there's a lot of traffic around that area, so he's blowing all the cores to the back. We're then just going to sort of level them out, distribute them around to the sort of the poorer areas, chuck some seed down, and then feed the grass. And that's pretty much that for today. So what we're doing is, I don't even know how many we've got today, but it's literally smash them out, do as many as we possibly can, and then and see where we're at. But today looks like a dry day, bit of a misty overcast day, but a dry day nonetheless. So yeah, we've got to make the most of it. I thought the rest of the week was going to be pretty bad. I think tomorrow's potentially showers, thunderstorms, but actually Thursday I thought was going to be okay. Friday looked really wet. That seems to have changed now, and looks as though it's okay, so we might be able to get some more scarifying done on Friday as well, as long as with all the other jobs that need to be done. So we're going to crack on, and we're going to see where we end up. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, this is 4th house of the day. Obviously started the mower up, and you may remember this is one I turfed. So this was the big turfing job I did a few years ago, and we're going to give it its first aeration, and then give it a feed, and that's about all we need to do on this one, because it's all looking pretty good. Good morning, it's Wednesday today, and the sun is out, and I'm at wet lawn, which is drier than you'd think. Got some 30-inch Toro Time Master stripes going straight up and down. So there we go. So this is a fortnightly cut, and yeah, all good. Very leafy today, so spent a lot of time blowing, less time strimming. The stuff behind the goal that I normally cut that quite high and just side discharge it. Not done that today because I'm focused on getting the leaves off all the other lawns, front lawns, driveway itself, etc, etc. So there we go. So yesterday was lawn care day, and it was overcast all day, but it didn't rain, which was important. It was a bit wet where it rained overnight, but we got I think 7 lawns done. So that's all lawns were hollow cord, fed. Some were overseeded, most of them were overseeded, with some areas being like a full-on repair, particularly like a one which was a turfing job, not my turfing job, but obviously turf, when you just chuck it under trees, it's not happy. So we're able to do some maintenance and then put some more shade tolerant seeds underneath. So hopefully that's going to work really well. It actually rained last night, so all that fertiliser that's gone down will have all been watered in nicely, so that was good. It was a long, tiresome day, but it was on my list of jobs to be done. It was a great day to catch up, so that was really good. Today's just fortnightly lawns. Weather, I don't know what's going on with the weather. Friday looked absolutely torrential, then it was looking really good. So who knows. Today was saying rain, showers and lightning, but look, it's blue sky, so who knows. It just proves you may as well not bother looking at the weather anymore. But yeah, 2 so far, yesterday and today, very positive days. So you've got to I think you've got to acknowledge those good days and make the most of them. Okay, so it's Friday lawns, you might recognise them. I had a lot of life admin to deal with yesterday, so I only got 1 lawn done, and that was the last one on the Thursday. I'll put some photos in now. If I stand this side, I can put some in now, sort of there. So got that lawn cut, then hollow cord, and fed it last week, so then just seeded, bit of seed and soil for the worst areas. Tree surgeons still haven't come in, so just scarifying the back lawn, and then the front lawn's got scarified 2 weeks ago. So this is them now. So that's been scarified and fed 2 weeks ago. So it's popping quite nicely now, isn't it? Not a great deal of growth. It's really the needles. It's really the needles from there which cause a problem for the clear up and things like that. But there you go, not bad. What I will probably do is, if I have time next week and if it's not raining, and can we just accept, sorry, can I just point out the blue sky and the sunshine finally. So yeah, I haven't treated the weeds yet. I think there's still enough growth to make that worthwhile, so I will do that, and I'll probably just chuck a bit of iron in as well, just to help with any moss that's coming in, because obviously it's so wet. So anyway, that's the first lawn down for me. I'm going to go next door. Ollie's finishing off in there, and then all I need to do is, once he's finished there, is just feed the lawn. Somebody asked me about fertilizer the other day. I can't remember what video it was, but essentially this is what I'm putting down. Okay, and of course Rigby Taylor, as you'd expect, although I am starting to use other companies, finding that the discounts and the prices that I was getting out at Rigby Taylor aren't as competitive as they used to be. So yeah, it does pay to shop around sometimes. So the sun is still out, we still have blue sky, believe it or not. So it's now 3 o'clock. I've got to pick the kids up at 5, so it takes me half an hour to get home, 20 minutes, half an hour in good traffic, but I like to leave an hour because I just don't like the pressure of maybe not getting there. So anyways, we've got one lawn here. This was scarified, I can't remember now, it'll be a few weeks ago now, but let's just say a month ago, shall we? And this lawn too. So there we go, we've got our sort of stripe back in there now, so looking pretty decent. Lots of leaves I've noticed coming down. I'll show you a picture now. That I think nearly all after I collected it all up, the leaves kept coming. I think that will pretty much be down by next week. So then you've just got the cherry blossom trees, or whatever they're called. You've got those leaves. They're not anything particularly major. So that whole front garden, leaf-wise, will probably be done, which is good. And then it's just the back garden. That's a kind of a funny one because that's kind of a bit of a funny garden because they're all oak trees, which seem to really hang on. So what quite often you get is I'll just show you this garden, this lawn from this side. There you go. Ta-ta! Yeah, so a bit of a funny one really, because the oak leaves in that particular garden really hang on. So you can sometimes get to a point where there's not a great deal to do because the grass isn't necessarily growing, and all the leaves that are going to fall have fallen, and then you're just waiting for the oak leaves to turn, and that often can be nearer December. I remember one year I was waiting for the leaves to come down. I was waiting and they just weren't coming. Then all of a sudden we had a bit of a storm, and essentially all I do in that garden is just blow all the leaves to the back of the garden into sort of the wooded area. And the storm that came through, the wind was going in that direction, so it basically blew every leaf off every tree and to the bottom of the garden. And what would normally be, you know, a good month or 2 months of work had been done in one night. But whereas all the other gardens, particularly next door, as I said, I think in last week's video, they all come down at different times. So as soon as one tree sort of dumped its load, then the next one then starts, and that's why from September through to sort of January, it keeps you in business. Anyway, so that's it this week. I can't think that anything broke down. I think Monday was a rubbish day weather-wise, I think. But other than that, no client issues, no mower issues. So yeah, a positive one, and the sun's out, and it looks as though tomorrow's going to be pretty wet. So that's great. So for all the fertiliser that I've chucked out this week, I mean, it's already been watered in, hasn't it? I've just got to nip back down to the one we just scarified just to feed that, and then I am out of here. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one.